Hey there, and welcome. Today we're jumping into a topic that can honestly make or break pretty much any project you work on: stakeholder communication. We're going to look at how to take all that potential chaos and confusion and turn it into a really clear, effective strategy.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You think everything is going great, you're cruising along, and then, bam, a key person suddenly raises a huge concern that you had no idea was even on their radar. It's so frustrating, and it can make you feel like the whole project is failing.
But here's the thing. What if the problem wasn't your work, but how you were communicating about the work? A lot of the time, these big derailments happen for one simple reason: the right people weren't in the loop at the right time. And the good news? That is a problem we can absolutely fix.
And the fix isn't about just trying harder or hoping for the best. No, it's about having a real, formal, but still straightforward process. This is all about moving away from just accidental communication and moving towards something that's intentional and, strategic.
Think of this step-by-step approach as the antidote to all those last-minute surprises. It's basically a tool that makes sure everyone who needs to be in the know is on board, informed, and feels like they've actually been heard.
So here it is. This is the blueprint we're talking about. It's a 6-step framework that guides you through the whole thing, from figuring out who you even need to talk to, all the way to checking if your message actually made a difference. So let's walk through it, starting with that all-important planning phase.
Okay, this first part is all about laying the groundwork. It's the thinking you do before you even draft a single email. Get this part right, and you're setting yourself up for a much smoother ride later on.
So step 1 kicks off with a word we hear all the time: stakeholder. But it's not just some piece of corporate jargon. A stakeholder is literally anyone who has an effect on your project or who is affected by it. This is the who in your communication plan.
And this right here, this gets to the very heart of why this is so important. Your stakeholders are the people who are in the best position to either throw a wrench in your plans or become your project's biggest champions. So figuring out who they are isn't just busy work. It's absolutely critical.
So who exactly are we talking about here? Well, just think about your own organization. It's going to be people in operations, for sure, the maintenance team, the safety folks, and of course, management. Why the maintenance team? Well, because your brilliant new project might completely change their daily workflow, and trust me, if you don't loop them in, you're going to hear about it. Your first real task is to get a list of these people, by name and by role.
Okay, you've got your list of people. You know who you're talking to. The next logical step is figuring out, what do you need to say? And this is not about just dumping a bunch of data on them. It's about crafting a specific, targeted message for each person or group. You can really see the difference, right? On one hand, you have vague, confusing messages that just create more questions, and on the other, you have something that's concise, logical, and clear, something that actually prevents misunderstandings before they can even start. The goal is always, always clarity.
So how do you get that clear message across? Well, you've got a few tools in your toolbox. Things like memos and emails are awesome for creating a paper trail. But honestly, the real magic often happens in the follow-up. A quick phone call, or just stopping by someone's desk to make sure they not only got the message, but they actually understood it. All right, your plan is solid. You know who you need to talk to, what you're going to say, and how you're going to say it. Now we're shifting gears into the second phase, actually doing it and then checking to see if it worked.
And this brings us to step 5, perform communications. It's go time. You've done all the heavy lifting in the planning stage, so now you can just execute with confidence. Send those emails, make those calls, have those meetings, put the plan into motion.
But look, just sending the message is only half the battle. How do you really know if anyone was listening? This final step, evaluating how effective you were, is what separates the good communicators from the truly great ones.
The first and most basic way to measure this is just to track your output. How many messages did you actually send out? Did the email go to everyone on the list? Did you post the memo where you said you would? It sounds simple, but it's a necessary first check to make sure you actually did what you planned. Second, you want to measure engagement. Did you get any responses? Did people reply to your email asking questions? Did anyone come up to you after the meeting to chat about it? Any kind of response, even if it's just a simple got it, is proof that your message didn't just vanish into the ether. It shows someone is listening.
And third, we have what is by far the most important metric of all. What actions were taken because of your communication? Did the maintenance team actually start using that new procedure? Did your manager give the green light for the next phase? This is the ultimate proof that your communication had a real, tangible impact. This is the difference between just talking and actually getting things done.
And that, right there, is the real power of this whole 6-step process. It takes communication out of the realm of guesswork and turns it into a core part of your project strategy. It helps make sure your key players are not just informed, but are on your side, supportive, and ready to act.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What are you working on right now? What's just one project where you could apply this simple plan tomorrow and start making a real difference? Thanks for joining me.